I'm Mr. Kovac, co-founder and CEO of DroneTalks, and today we talk about why Switzerland. So I have here Alexander Craig from Wingtra. So he relocated to Switzerland 3 years ago, right?
3 years ago, yeah.
Fantastic. So why Switzerland?
Well, where do I begin? I was fortunate enough to grow up in the United Kingdom, which is a lovely place, of course, and I lived and worked there for a very long time. And moved to Switzerland 3 years ago, and I wasn't expecting it to be quite as nice as it was. There's, on a personal level for an employee, there's so many benefits. Obviously, there's the low-hanging fruit that everyone knows about. There's the lovely tax system, nice salaries, incredible quality of living on almost every aspect. I mean, the healthcare is insane. Insane in a good way, by the way. The safety as well is incredible. I mean, so I live in Zurich, and would joke quite often about because I lived in London before I moved to Zurich, and I joke quite often about how in London you need to know where you're walking at certain times of the day. And this certainly isn't the case in Zurich. It's an absolutely fantastic place. I mean, and generally as well, you get very, very comfortable with the way the whole society works. It seems like everyone I speak to and bump into from all walks of life in Switzerland, and that's another great thing as well. People intermingle, the demographics intermingle in a way which I've never seen in another country before. I bump into these people. Everyone has an interesting story. Everyone's smart. Thankfully, almost everyone speaks English as well, because, as I said, I'm English, so I haven't learned German yet. And you don't actually need to. I've met a lot of expats who have been there for 10 or 15 years and still don't speak German or French or Italian. They speak a little bit, of course, but you don't need to, which is nice as an expat, but yeah, it's also nice to learn the language as well. So there's a couple of reasons why it's just an amazing place to live and work. I really could go on for a very long time.
And regarding business perspective, what do you think, why is it beneficial to set up a startup or a company in Switzerland compared to anywhere else? Do you have any thought on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, you've got two things, I guess. You've got an excellent societal infrastructure and you've got an excellent just general business infrastructure. I mean, what I mean by societal infrastructure is that a very high, well, the lowest, I mean, the bar is very, very high for the level of education in Switzerland. So employees are incredibly capable individuals. I mean, I went to a very nice university in the UK, met some amazingly gifted people, and it still didn't really prepare me for what I encountered in Switzerland. It's a level of education and capability which is almost taken for granted by the Swiss people, I find sometimes. I mean, it's like I feel like shaking them and saying, "Hey guys, do you realize just how capable you all are?" I mean, my company Wingtra, we speak English in the office, and I lived in the United Kingdom for 27 years before I moved to Switzerland. And I learned a couple of English words when I moved to Wingtra and started speaking to the Swiss people.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's fantastic. So there's that. I mean, there's just the access to labor is amazing. But there's also the business infrastructure in a sense that all of these companies are well supported by the local state. Incredible, transport links, so no one struggles with getting to work. There's a great tax system for businesses. I think it's fantastic. I mean, there's also maybe I'm not the best to speak about other countries in this aspect, but certainly in Switzerland, it's the case that there's a lot of networking and intercommunication between businesses. And quite often, our management team will be speaking to other companies in our area and our field.
Sharing,
absolutely. I mean, that's just I think it's also a general Swiss culture to be knowledge sharing and to share many things. So it happens at the business level as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.